time to wrap up this holly jolly list of the best Christmas specials down to the bottom five. Yep, the top five and the honorable mentions, of course. But before we get to all that, let's get to number five. The Snowman. Okay, this was a classic, and I'm sure most of you probably remember this. This was an old one, and this was probably the only one on this whole list that I remember, or pretty much the only short TV special not to have sound. Well, okay, no talking, I meant, as in that term. But there's music, of course, and you got probably saying, what, no sound? How does that make a good Christmas special? Well, come on, it's got snow, a snowman, boy builds a snowman, and then the snowman comes to life, and he brings him over to the North Pole. Yeah, isn't that cool? So this is obviously the type of short film for, well, pretty much sight and a little bit of sound, just the music, but it's nice and whimsical, and I like it. It's got a nice feel to it, especially around this time of year, around Christmas. Okay? Not everything has to have sound. Sometimes silence is golden. Number four, Family Circus Christmas Special. Okay, you probably read the the comic strips in these Sunday or Saturday morning papers, but if you probably remember the show, if you probably grew up before my time, yeah, you probably remember this special as well. Family Circus is, of course, about a bunch of kids and their parents, and they celebrate Christmas, as you guess. They learn not to be bad because Santa Claus is watching. And, of course, the youngest brother, or I should say the second to youngest brother, wishes, from Santa that they bring her deceased great-grandfather down from heaven. Yeah, kind of questionable right there, I gotta say. And of course they lose this top star to the Christmas tree, which I find rather dopey considering it's right there in front of their face. Yeah, spoiler alert there. But yeah, I mean, it's got a nice feel to it, and like anything else, like I said before, it's nostalgia, baby. I mean nostalgic value up the ass on this one. And it gives me a feel like I'm a kid again. I mean, around this time of the year, we all want to remember all the great times when we were young. I mean, that's what Christmas is all about. Sure, it's not the very top meaning of Christmas, but it's a nice feeling, and it's whimsical, like anything else. Number three, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The original special, the animated short, is great. I mean, it's a still animation short, and it's just as classic today as it was back then. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, what else can I say? He guides the way for Santa Claus, even though he's the outcast of the reindeers, but he becomes the most important one because he can guide Santa right through all the fog and all the darkness. Not much to say there, just go check it out when it's on TV. I always have to, right? Number two, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the animated short, of course. I did include the movie, of course, as an honorable mention or runner-up, whatever, on my list. So, and the animated short is probably better on some cases, considering, well, it doesn't have Jim Carrey, which I thought was, he wasn't too bad in the movie. But this is just basically, short, sweet, and to the point, gets right to the point, and the narration's great, and the animation still holds up well today as it does back then when it was first released. But, yeah, I agree with the nostalgia critic. I mean, it doesn't really explain how he stole Christmas. I mean, it really should explain that, does he steal Christmas? Which obviously he doesn't. And it makes a great point that Christmas is not about materialistic possessions. It's about, being around family and friends. And, okay, it's not the very top meaning of Christmas. Obviously the main, meaning is the birth of Christ. But it shows very well that Christmas doesn't come from a store, I mean, come on, everybody knows that. So, and I like how it just gets right to the point. It doesn't, get involved around lights and materialistic possessions. It gets right to the point, and it's nice, short, sweet, and to the point. And I love it. It's still great. Nice, colorful artwork, nice animation and everything. It's just great. Alright, well, before I get to number one, here's the three honorable mentions as I promised. Rugrats Christmas. I'd say the original one. Of course, there's the newer one that came out in the 2000s. I forget which year exactly. But the original one, the Santa Experience. Angelica worries that, that she's being bad and, wants to get presents from Santa. And, Angelica's the usual bratty one. Yeah, I know these are all Nickelodeon specials as well as the Doug Funny Christmas special. I know it's not much meaning to it. It mainly revolves around how Porkchop bites Vivi, or I thought he bites Vivi, but really he was trying to save her from Thin Ice. but it's you know, you got Christmas decorations all over, and it takes place at Christmas. So, and Doug explains that, well, the dog to him is, you know, it's family, and that's what Christmas is all about: being around with family and friends, and you know, making up for bad things that everybody did, and pretty much reconciling, around this time of the year. Hey Arnold, the Christmas special. Yeah, definitely has great cause to it though. Helga wants the shoes, which are obviously sold out everywhere. And Arnold and Gerald are trying to go shopping for this one guy, and if they do, he could find this daughter for this Korean or Vietnamese guy that is it's in his boarding house, and be reunited with his with his daughter that was separated during a war. I believe it was obviously the Vietnam War. But yeah, it shows that Christmas is all about getting together with family. Okay, like I said, maybe not the top meaning, but it's got a nice feel to it. It's Christmas. And now, the number one best short Christmas special. Which one didn't I mention? How about Charlie Brown Christmas special? Yeah. Of course, you saw this one coming. What more can I say about this one? This is the first one, not the second one. It's Christmas time again, Charlie Brown. I know there's a second one, but yeah. This one is classic. I mean, I don't know what is it about it that makes it so classic. It obviously is way before my time, but I still love watching it. I mean, between the old tree that Charlie Brown gets, the play that he tries to put on, and yeah, as you guess, Charlie Brown is obviously not liked by the other characters. It has all the classic moments, and it just got a nice feel to it. Like, yeah, it's Christmas. It's a Christmas special. What more can I say? It is classic Charlie Brown. This one, and of course the Great Pumpkin, but not to get too carried away. Yeah, these are the classics. I mean, I love it so much. I still have the original VHS tape of it. That's how much I really love it. It's a Smeagol would say around this time of the year, my precious. Yeah. I also have the second one too, but this one is the classic. I mean, you can't argue. So, till next time, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, so on and so forth. Keep watching.
Get over here!